Now, I grew up in the Michael Phelps era, right?
Hmm.
Michael Phelps was the greatest athlete ever, at the time, right?
Yeah.
What would be your almost anti Michael Phelps kind of opinion, and what would you say if you were brought into a school and and this is how you would your initial dialogue? What would you tell them going forward? What would be your first opening
Yeah.
bit, your
Huh.
monologue, I guess they call that, of what I'm Bryan, I've been where you are.
Yeah.
What else
It's
comes after that?
yeah. It's a great question, and it's yeah. I don't know. I haven't had enough time to
Fair.
think about that, and it's a great question. I think for me, it's an I'm Brian, and it starts with a little bit of my journey of football meets track, and again, competed in track and field for a number of years, but very quick turnaround to trying something new, to taking a chance on myself, to betting myself, to putting myself in a spot to not only fail but be vulnerable from a coaching standpoint, and step into a space to where I am today. And so I think it's a message of vulnerability, it's a message of confidence, it's a message of betting on yourself, and it's a message of kind of commitment into any topic, really, whether it be sports, whether it be schooling, whether it be kind of anything that anyone's passionate in, music, of how those pieces start to really come together to build and map out and start to write the story that you want it to be. And at the end of the day, you are the author of your story, and you can make this journey and make that book or make that chapter, whatever it may be in your life, what you want it to be. And at the end of the day, you are the only one in control of that, and you're the only person that can change that as well. And so make it what you want it to be. Have your moments of pausing, have your moments of reflection, and have your moments of also not feeling bad for the decisions you make, whether or not others agree with it as well.
And I think that's always fair, right? But they don't necessarily understand it. That you probably every day for the last whatever amount of years
Yeah.
to get to this point, and you've sacrificed, you put a lot of money into
Yeah.
it, and just to
You're missing
finally get
family
that.
events. Yeah, you're traveling. You're away for weeks at a time. You're dealing with FaceTime calls and phone calls, and sometimes they're only a few minutes. Yeah, so it's a lot, like you said, that goes into, especially when the sport's not as accessible because of the elements and the facilities that are needed to want to be able to accomplish some of these things. And like for me, just even being in track and field, it's like you have it a little bit easier in track and field because everyone runs for the most
Yeah,
part, and there's tracks accessible everywhere, there's fields accessible everywhere. But when you think about trying to step into some of these niche sports where you have to have certain levels of equipment to get what you need to get done, and that I think has been the biggest appreciation that I've had even through the winter sports as a whole, is the fact that like you even have some of your aerial ski jumpers that need water ramps in order to practice some of their tricks. But if they're in a place that doesn't have the water ramps, they're not able to get much done on the actual hill and ramp other than doing some maybe gymnastic stuff on an indoor trampoline to start to practice. So like finding these moments and appreciations for a lot of the winter sports was something that definitely grew on me, that I didn't know that I knew, that I didn't know prior, that I now know now.